Hong Kong is a city of many distinctions, and it is particularly famous for eating. It is literally an eater's paradise. As a world-class metropolitan city, you can practically get any kind of food that you like, from international, European, to Chinese, and others. And there are eateries and restaurants at the very high end of the spectrum, and also the cheapest for the common food. You can find restaurants at the very high, luxurious end of the spectrum, and you can also find reasonable eateries for the common folk. Upscale, large, banquet room, high-end restaurants are all over the city. In fact, you can find some of the best ones right in the hotels that you are staying. You will also find them conveniently located in the large malls and the big buildings. For that, I think that you should learn how to use the chopsticks. Chopsticks are not hard to use. Actually, if you understand the mechanics of it, they are quite easy. First, you put the anchor stick at the base of the thumb and hold it in place by using the pressure from the thumb and the supporting third finger, like this. With the anchor stick in place, you have 3 free fingers with which to hold the moving one, like this. As a relief for Western travelers, Hong Kong has some of the best Western restaurants in the world. We must admit that as a Chinese city, you will find most of the food stuff in Hong Kong Chinese. Restaurants in Hong Kong are not always at the street level. Sometimes you will find them upstairs in large buildings. And one of the reasons is because they are large and they occupy entire floors. Most of the restaurants are on the streets, and you will find them everywhere, in every corner, on every block, in the city, in commercial areas. And you will find all kinds of foods, from Italian, German, American, British, Mexican, international, to local colors. The food in Hong Kong is basically Chinese, Cantonese. But you will also find Taiwan food, Vietnamese food, Korean food, Japanese food, Malaysian food, Indonesian food, Indian restaurants, even Nepal, Mongolian, and some of the faraway places of the world. It is true, many of the restaurants are Chinese, and their names and menus are in Chinese. That's because they are intended for local consumption. However, Chinese food is not funny food. It's very tasty, and you will find it very enjoyable. You should drop in, even though you may not have English reference. Try it. Definitely, I think you would end up enjoying it. After all, Chinese food is now world famous. Many non-Chinese people are already familiar with fried rice, chow mein, chow fun, pork chop, steaks done Chinese style, and even dim sum, those tasty little dumplings that people crave for. However, it is true that the best food is the food that the common people eat, and you should try them, and they are very reasonable. Well, some of the best food, the people's food, you find in the oddest of places. For example, in the large food market buildings, you would almost as a rule find a food court. In the food court, different restaurants serve a general eating public, which sits in an open area. The atmosphere is unique, and it is quite an experience. I like it very much myself. But if you're on the go, you can try some of the fast food restaurants. Yes, just like any other city in the world, Hong Kong has fast food restaurants too. But besides the normal, regular, famous ones, you should try some of the Hong Kong homegrown ones.
If you want fast food,
there are several of them. They are chains. And one I have spent a lot of time in is Cafe de Corral. The Hong Kong people translated the name de Corral into Cantonese as Tagalog, which means everybody enjoys. There you can have a very nice atmosphere, sit for a long time. I like to go in the afternoon when the crowd is thinner and the restaurant lowers the prices, and I would enjoy a cup of coffee for $7 Hong Kong, which is less than $1 American. You can have all kinds of foods, a wide variety of food. Again, Chinese and international too. I like to enjoy their porridge, which is a rice soup, and the zhong, which is the foreigner of the Mexican tamale, and many others. I think you should try them and make your stay in Hong Kong a wonderful one.
$15 Hong Kong.